What is up, guys? I thought about making a quick little video about this weekend's From Zero to Hero tournament. It's gonna be the last big tournament in Trackmania 2 Stadium before the new game is released. If you're wondering why we have another From Zero to Hero tournament and thought that the last one was gonna be must last tournament, well, Games Assembly this year got cancelled due to the Corona situation, and therefore the tournament had to be moved online, and the community wanted it, and Mas said, well, why not? Why not step up and help the community once again? And it's safe to say that this tournament ended up being massively popular. We already had 128 slots for the offline edition, and it also got 128 slots on the online edition, but on the online edition it actually got filled up. It's left to see if we will actually have 128 players showing up to the time attack, but at least that's pretty sick to see so many players signing up for this last big, at least tech tournament in Trackmania 2 Stadium. The prize pool has been opened up for donations from community members. Some players could also donate if they want to secure themselves a slot in the tournament. So, last thing I heard was 1900 euros. Uh, Most likely past 2000 euros, and that is also incredible sick to see. That is going to be the biggest online prize pool we have seen in Trackmania 2 Stadium, besides the Trackmania Grand League's beta season group stage. And when you have such a big prize pool and such a sort of historic tournament, so many players showing up, and it's going to be the last tournament, you also expect to see the biggest names showing up, and it's safe to say that we have some pretty decent players showing up. Most notable, Carl Jr., the greatest player of all time, is signing up. We have Pack, two times winner of the Games Assembly tournament that this is going to be the replacement for. You have Tween, who has had success at Games Assembly before and also at the World Championships. You have Spam, you have Dutchy, you have Maddox, you have Complex, a bunch of Dutchies there. You have Yo-Yo, Symbios, you have Dexter, you have Danik B. So there's so many potential grand finalists in this field. But what is also notable about this event that makes this one stick out for me at least is that the fact that this tournament it actually bring back players who has played Trackmania before just so they can participate in this last big tournament in Trackmania 2 Stadium. The names I'm speaking about is Javi Flyer from Spain, won Serati Cup number 4 and then more or less retired, had to go to the army, and we haven't seen much from him. He played a little bit of Trackmania Grand League just to practice the maps, but not anything notable. But now he's here. I have no idea how prepared he is, but hopefully he's well prepared. And also, you have the world champion from 2010, Bergie, coming back. You have the world champion from 2011, Hockey Jr., coming back. You also have the world champion from 2006, Carl, showing up. You have the British players, Leo and Jono. So it's insane to see how many players is showing up to this event. Some people are saying that this is the most stacked tournament of the year. I disagreed on Twitter. I said that Trackmania Grand League is more stacked and is more prestigious, and I guess some people call me a clown for it, but hey, it's my opinion. But at least I agree that this is a super stacked tournament, and it's hopefully that we'll see all the players showing up super prepared. So, uh, what do you need to know as a fan? Well, I myself is planning to cast it, or at least say that I'm able to cast it, but it's gonna be reliable on how far Scotty is gonna make it into the tournament. If he makes it far, it's likely not gonna be many matches I cast, and if he's knocked out early, well, then I'm gonna cast a lot of matches together with Scotty and Kappa. I guess at the moment we are scheduled to cast the winner bracket semifinals and the winner bracket final on Sunday. But I will update you on Twitter about that. But already from the 2 o'clock tomorrow, that's Saturday, you can follow the cast from Turbo, you can follow the cast from G-Geek, you can follow the cast from Sinus Apple. And if you're French, like many players in Trackmania and fans are, you can follow Necrua. So there's a bunch of streams, there's a bunch of content, there's a bunch of matches that is gonna be played, and it's easy to follow. And if you wanna stay up to date about who is casting what, well, just follow me on Twitter. But who is gonna win this historic last big tournament in Trackmania 2 Stadium? To me, if you look at a potential grand final, I would say that you have three players I should that should be in there. Carl Jr., Pack, and Tween. I think that they have a skill gap down to the rest of the field, and if they are all prepared well, they should more or less be in that grand final, unless they have a really bad weekend or anything else shows up. But the last spot in the grand final, I'm not entirely sure about who is the front runner for that. You have players that is doing well online that maybe can finally have a big spot in a big online tournament and a solo online tournament. It's not cars on, so they probably will be way less distracted than they would on an offline LAN event. Names here again, you can have these online heroes in Dexter, Novice, Complex. You can have a player like Danik B, who's nominated for Tech Player of the Year. You can have a veteran like Spam, maybe a guy like Symbios, who was in the grand final last year. A veteran like Yo-Yo, who did well. Dutchy, who took third at Leon Esport. Maddox, who should have been in the grand final at Leon Esport, but the pressure got to him, and maybe the offline circumstances got to him. So who will the last player be? I'm really not sure, but I think from what I saw at Leon Esport and just maybe how little prepared Spam was compared to the others like Dutchy, Maddox, etc., and it still was in the grand final and still could compete somewhat to Dutchy about that third place. I believe that Spam, if he's prepared, then he will be the fourth guy in the final. But I wouldn't be surprised if someone else shows up, and maybe I hope that there's going to be a new face that is there, so we have a new profile eventually. But who is going to win it? I believe if Spam then will be number 4th in the grand final. And the three others, I believe Carl Jr. is the strongest one. Just what we saw from him in Lyon, how dominant he was when he prepared for Trackmania Grand League, unreal. He has been really motivated to train now. He said to me that he will train 10 hours overall, and I don't know how many hours he have now. Way more. He has some strong times as well, so a trained Carl Jr. is a dangerous Carl Jr. And from all I see in the betting league, he is the number 1 pick for more or less everyone. He's going to be my winner as well. Number 2 is going to be Pack. Not sure how much he has trained either. Talked a little bit with him, and he seems prepared somewhat at least. And same with Tween then. I don't really know how much he prepared, but he was a little bit unsure if he's actually going to sign up. But in the end, he signed up, and here we are. So, Carl Jr., Pack, Tween, and then Spam. 14 o'clock tomorrow. It's going to be the whole day, and then the whole Sunday. You can follow multiple English casts. You can follow myself on Twitter for updates and any questions. Make sure to hit me up, and I hope I got all the notable informations down here, and if not, well, unlucky. That's it. Make sure to follow this tournament. Bye bye.